Yeah.
All right, well, I am here tonight with Dr. Laara Van Bryce, and we tried this as a Facebook Live, but it kept cutting off, so now we are doing this in a Zoom meeting. So if you missed it, you'll be watching this video, so no problem. I invited Dr. Laara to come and have this conversation because I felt like it could really be a big help to other people who might be having issues with their health. My problem has been digestion. And so I've had several years of problems with digestion ever since my gallbladder was removed. And then more specifically recently, I had an H. pylori overgrowth before, which was treated by the doctors with medicine, and then it came back. And I didn't realize it was back, but I knew that something was wrong because I kept burping all the time, like a constant burping. It was getting in the way of conversation. It was getting in the way of just normal everyday living. It was so bad. I would wake up burping and burp all day long, and eating or not, it didn't matter. So I met Laara at a conference we were both at. In fact, we were roommates and got to talking about what she does. And I said, oh, well, I could use your help. So I started working with her, and she does a stool test. She did a stool test on me because she gets to the root of the problem, which is what I really like. And we found that not only did I have some H. pylori back, but some other bacteria and some yeast and a parasite. So there's literally been a battle in my belly. No wonder I wasn't feeling great. And also that my adrenals weren't operating at their maximum, which has been a problem before. And I'm on thyroid medicine already. And so anyway, we got all kinds of nice, good quality supplements, and she's guiding me through that. And once I get my whole gut thing in balance, we're going to do some detoxing. So I'm already feeling better. I mean, especially with the burping, it's so much less than it was. So very excited about that. But let me introduce you to Laara, Dr. Laara Van Bryce. She is a chiropractor, and she has been one since 1979. And she's known for her sincere, innovative, intuitive, and holistic approach. And she's helped thousands of people change their lives for the better. She's got vast training in physical structure, biochemical analysis, emotional clearing, and energetic rebalancing. And she approaches her patients from a comprehensive analysis viewpoint, which means that she's looking at the underlying issues. She's looking at the root cause of the disease. And her intuitive approach is a gift, for sure. And she's got her own health journey to share with us tonight. She's got a lot of experience in addition to the chiropractic. I want to list these off because this is very impressive. Nutrition, bioenergetic synchronization technique, whatever that is, biocranial technique, muscle testing, functional lab work, emotional clearing, and other modalities. So welcome, Laara. Glad to have you on. Sorry for all the technical difficulties tonight.
Thank you very much, Janelle. It's been fun and challenging, and I'm so happy that we can just keep shifting it up. And now we're on Zoom, so this works great. And Mercury will be out of retrograde tomorrow.
Yeah, maybe that's the problem. So share a little bit about your own journey, and first of all, what you do, and then your own journey. And I know that you help people with more than just digestion. So just share,
Sure. Well, I've been a chiropractor for a long time, but I guess after a number of years into it, I don't remember how long it was, probably 10 or 11 years, something like that. I had a bad auto accident, and it kind of set me back, and so it helped me figure out how to heal from trauma. But basically what happened was I started to notice that my whole system started to shut down. And hindsight's 2020. I kind of realized that trauma like that is a shock to the body, and it will shut things down, and obviously digestion is one of those things. And so it'll shut down your thyroid also. So, as your your adrenals get stressed out. That stresses out your thyroid. And if your thyroid goes low, your digestion's going to be off. There's definitely a correlation between digestion and thyroid. And it's just kind of a cascade, one thing after another goes. And eventually, after a few years, I ended up with chronic fatigue. And it got so bad that I could only plan to do one or two things during the day, and then I was done. And I also had gotten pregnant and had a baby, and so I was also nursing too. So obviously that kind of fatigues you, but it was pretty bad. And I also remember that at one point after the auto accident, I was seeing a medical doctor who was putting me on some medications that I didn't like, but he said, you got to take these. And anyway, I took them for a little while. It wasn't helping. And eventually he wrote in the report that I was at maximum medical improvement. And I went, hell no. Life just can't be like this. I refuse. So I really had to search on my own to find out what was going to really help. And at that time, went to a nutritional seminar, and they started talking about detoxification. So I decided to do the natural herbs and the whole detoxification program, and it just turned my life around within the span of a month or two. It was quite remarkable. And then I also did a number of other things after that too. Once I got my energy back, I eventually went to physical therapy and did a work hardening program where, I was lifting weights and riding the stationary bikes and doing all that. And when I went through a month of that and felt better, they said, well, go out and do this on your own. And what I discovered is that I'm generally lazy. And I didn't want to do the stretching. Like, you're supposed to stretch ahead of time before you go up and do all that. So I started getting back in pain. So then I discovered yoga. So I've become a big yoga advocate because that really helped turn that around. And then I also started doing a bunch of emotional clearing type work. I joined a group that kind of specializes in Course in Miracles, but they also did emotional training weekends, seminars. The leaders were, marriage and family counselors, and had done a number of things with, working in seminars. So I just really felt like it was this whole combination of things that I did that really turned my life around. So it's never just one thing, but it may be one thing that seems like it sends us down a path, a cascade. But it's like, we all need to learn from our life experiences. Unfortunately, it seems like here on Earth, that's how we learn and grow. So we should be thankful for those, I guess, huh?
So true. Yes.
Yeah.
But I like how you unfortunately, the medical field, they don't know a lot about these natural nutrition for one thing, and natural remedies and all the other things. So we have to figure it out on our own. But thankfully, there are a lot of people out there in those different fields, and more naturopathic doctors and holistic practitioners, and people that are starting to that field's starting to grow, which is nice because now we have more alternatives. Nutrition, food really can heal our bodies too, and food sometimes, or the non-food that we eat, can cause the problems. So I love that approach. It's really important to me to find natural, healthy ways to heal myself.
Yeah, this all happened to me in the late 80s and early 90s, that I went through like a 5-year period of really healing from the auto accident. And at that time, doing the amount of detoxification that I did really made a difference for me within a very short period of time. But it is amazing how different and how more toxic our world is now, and almost in 2020. So, so I think it's a lot more of a challenge now. And there are so many, many, many people who have digestive issues and who have a thyroid issue and adrenal stress. And I think it's much harder now. There's a lot more information out there, a lot more information on the internet. But we as a species are just so totally being challenged by the toxicities, whether it's from our food, air, our water, or the EMFs in the air, And we see so much change now, even with fertility. Like I remember a few years ago figuring out that there are so many couples that, have fertility issues. And I was thinking, God, we never had that problem.
No, not when we were
younger.
Yeah.
And I know that's got to be from the toxins, and so it's quite amazing what we have to deal with now.
Yeah, it really is. It's crazy. But we'll talk to us a little about some maybe specific things that you do. I know for me, you did the stool test and you're going to look at my blood test, but just what are some of the things you do for people with different health issues?
Well, obviously, first I talk to people and find out what their issues are. I have a few different questionnaires that help me kind of I isolate a few specific areas, like on the one of the symptom surveys that I have, like there's specific questions that are oriented toward thyroid, whether it's hyperthyroid or hypothyroid, or whether it's probably Hashimoto's because you've got both hyper and hypo symptoms, right? There's questions on there relative to blood sugar and questions relative to your adrenals. Well, so many people have stressed out adrenals. If your adrenals are really stressed out, you're going to have a hard time with your blood sugar. And so many people are developing diabetes or prediabetes. There's questions on there oriented toward liver, gallbladder, digestion, leaky gut. You've probably heard of leaky gut.
Yeah.
It's our food supply that's really out there causing us a lot of havoc. And then chemical sensitivities. It's amazing how many more people are sensitive to chemicals now. And there are tons more chemicals out there. I think they said there's like 80,000 chemicals in the United States now. So it's quite amazing. But if you have like a leaky gut, then you're gonna be a lot more sensitive to chemicals and to foods. And you're gonna end up with a leaky brain because the membranes that protect your gut also protect your brain, and there's nerves that go from your brain down into your gut. So it's all very much connected. So
leaky gut and leaky brain. That just doesn't sound very good.
No. And then I have another questionnaire that also tests kind of like specific toxins. Like you've probably heard a lot of heavy metal toxicity, like just starting from our silver amalgam fillings to the lead that used to be in our gas and our paint, when we were kids.
Right.
But there's questions on heavy metal toxicity, and also questions on like biotoxins, which would be from mold or Lyme. And a lot of people don't know that they have like mold issues, for instance. So, and they wreak havoc. When you get a lot of symptoms that don't make sense or that are weird, that's a good indication that you might have mold toxicity.
Oh, wow.
And that's different than just a mold allergy. So I have questionnaires that I start with just to get kind of a lay of the land of what are, my potential client symptoms. and we talk about what's going on. And then I back it up with lab work. So, I analyze blood. I have an incredible program that I put the blood work into a portal, and it analyzes it and it spits it out in ways that I don't know of any medical doctor that will look at it quite like the way this does. And it's very functional medicine. And then, like a lot of people I'll do stool tests on, because the digestion is kind of the center of our whole system and how we work. They say 70 to 80 to 90% of our immune system sits in our gut. So really working with the gut to figure out what's going on and really working with fixing it. And a lot of times in our gut, we just get an imbalance of the bugs. So we're going to have some good bugs, we're going to have some bad bugs. All that's okay as long as everything's sort of kept in check, But with our food supply and the toxins that we have, things get out of balance. And the GMOs, so we end up getting holes in our gut and getting things crossing the gut wall that shouldn't, creating havoc. So basically, I work a lot with the gut. So for instance, like, it's very common to have H. pylori, but if it gets really out of balance, it's going to give us a problem. And the H. pylori, it's funny because it sits in the stomach, and the stomach is very acidic, and that's what it's supposed to do. But the H. pylori, it burrows in there, and it will make it so that we can't secrete as much hydrochloric acid. It makes it more alkaline, so then we can't digest our proteins well. And our proteins are like the basis of life. We need those. And so if we're not digesting them in our stomach, we're going to have all sorts of problems. I mean, your immune system is based on your proteins. Your neurotransmitters in your brain are based on amino acids, which, are breaking down from your proteins. And anyway, you get my point. So we really need to, bring that H. pylori back into balance, really knock it down. Yeah. We don't expect to completely get rid of it, but really knock it down. And then, you'll get an imbalance of the good bacteria, because without the hydrochloric acid, the rest of the digestive system doesn't function properly. And I'm afraid I might be getting too scientific here, and I don't mean to do that. But we'll look for parasites, because the parasites should be killed in the stomach, for instance. But if you don't have enough hydrochloric acid, you're no longer protected from all the bad stuff coming in, and parasites is one of those. And if things go off, then you're going to develop candida, because candida is in all of us. It's opportunistic, and if you give it the environment to flourish, it will. But again, it wreaks havoc on our system. So it's really about figuring out what's in there, what you really kind of need to kill off a bit, and how to rebalance it.
Yeah, which is what I'm doing.
Exactly. And that's why I think that, like the burping, if your H. pylori is high and you don't have enough acid in your stomach, you're not digesting your food properly, you're creating gas. Right? So once you start to fix that, things can get a lot better. Yeah.
So I was curious too about the parasite. I had one, a protozoan, and I always thought parasites were more like something you pick up if you go on the mission field, or some country somewhere and you drink the bad water. What are some ways that you can pick up parasites?
Well, I think we all have parasites to a certain extent. All right. So just let's start there. But even like if you're eating, just raw food, it's healthy for you, but you need to wash it, and you can pick up parasites there. If you're eating undercooked meat, you can pick up parasites there. If you're eating sushi, you're definitely going to pick up parasites.
Mm.
And then probably just, people not washing their hands,
Yeah, well,
you know?
simple things like that. Yeah. Okay.
So it's really about having a strong immune system,
Mhm.
too, right? That's going to attack these things also.
Yeah. And speaking of that, that was one of the things that showed up in my test is that a lowered immune system, but that would make sense with everything else going on in there, that my immunity would be lowered, right? Because overall, I usually have a pretty strong immune system. I don't get sick very often, maybe one time a year, and usually not too bad.
Right, exactly. But when this was, measuring your immune system in your gut, and as you could it's a cascade
Yeah.
of one thing after another, after another. And if it's there long enough, it's going to wear it down. So clearly it's been there for a while, because I've also seen someone on the stool test in a more acute phase, like someone that just came back from India,
Ah,
and their secretory IgA was really high, meaning they're really fighting something, and it's acute, it's new,
mm,
right?
mm. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I know mine's been there a while for sure. So, but it's really nice to know people like you are out there to help. So if somebody watching this video wants to talk to you or get some help from you, what should they do?
Well, they can email me at Dr. Laara at drlaaravanbryce.com. And I spell my name a little different. So it's Laara is spelled Laara. So it's DrLaara at drlaaravanbryce.com.
Cool. And I will put that in with this video wherever I post it. So um, just you can email Laura and she'd be happy to have a 15-minute consultation with you, right, on the phone. And
Yeah, absolutely.
yeah, find out
Um,
what's happening.
yeah, the office number is 805-367-6047.
Okay. So yeah, send that to me and I'll add that in with all the contact info. So I'll be posting this video on social media and I'll also email it out to everyone on my list. So everybody that I know, and then you can send it also to people that you know. Um, unfortunately, my big plans for it being a Facebook Live did not work out tonight, but this will work just as well. So if you are having some kind of issues, chronic issues, or anything like that, that maybe you don't want to go on traditional medicine or you just want to find a more holistic way, definitely reach out to Laura and have a conversation with her and see how she can help you. It's worth it. Believe me. I am feeling so much better. It's crazy.
Great.
Yeah, I mean, I was having a lot of gas and bloating too, and that's going away. And my energy level is much better because we've been also working on the adrenals and thyroid issue. I was getting to where I was half asleep, halfway through the day, just like, whoa. So now I'm noticing in the afternoons I'm still awake. So, and I had that problem before and I was on medicine for it. But when I went on the thyroid medicine, the doctors said, don't take anything else because it could interfere with this medicine helping your thyroid. But apparently it wasn't really working very well. So, so I've been taking a supplement for my adrenals and another supplement that helps my thyroid medicine. What did you say? Convert the T4 to T3 or something?
Oh, yeah. So, you're probably on like Synthroid or levothyroxine.
Yeah, levothyroxine.
So that is T4, but T4 is not the active hormone that your body can actually use. It has to cleave off one of the molecules to become T3, and that if that doesn't happen well, you could have a lot of T4 and still not have enough thyroid hormone, so to speak. So there's certain nutritional things that help with that. And then liver too. So, you know, detoxing your liver helps you convert T4 into T3. And again, you know, different nutritional supplements help with that too.
Okay.
It becomes important.
Okay, so that's something also, you know, to check on with Laara as the detox part of it. Do you take supplements? Do you eat a certain way? What do you do to detox?
Well, you know, it's really a combination of things. Certainly, eating correctly for your metabolic type is very important. And so figuring out what you need to eat for your body, not just what is the biggest fad going on, is important. There's definitely herbs and nutritional supplements that help with detoxification. And then things like doing an infrared sauna can be really helpful, skin brushing. You know, different things, and getting out and exercising, you know, moving your body, getting your blood moving is a really good liver detoxifier.
Yes.
And drinking the right kind of water, you know. So different people do better with different kinds of water, but definitely drinking the right water for you can make a big difference.
Oh, okay. Okay, so good to know. I
think, you know, it's really a lot about lifestyle. It's learning what kind of lifestyle we need to live in this current world that we're in. It's a huge challenge for us.
Yeah. Yep. So yes, being educated is really important. So we're really glad that we have people like you. You're a gold mine of info. So hopefully people will reach out to you, and if you guys want to reach out to Laara and you somehow don't have the information, you can always reach out to me and I'll connect you. But I will, again, I'll put her website and email and phone number, office phone number in with this video, and hopefully you guys will reach out. And
yeah, you know, my website is drlaaravanbryce.com. And there's a place I think you can click on there that says you want a free 15-minute consultation.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay. So, well, thank you so much for coming on tonight and sharing with us. And I really appreciate it. And I'll be talking to you soon.
All right. Sounds great.
All right.
I'll be talking to you too.
Yeah. All right. Well, you have a good night. And thanks everybody for watching.
Take care. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.